I want to talk first about the silver squeeze and why you think it in many ways failed, because whatever the attempt was, whatever the intention was, silver did not see the uptick that we saw in GameStop.
Right, and the reason for that is silver is a real asset. Let that sink in. And GameStop is a fake asset. And so they're also two completely different markets. And by the way, I've been in silver since 1964 when I was 17 years old. When I saw the little copper ring going around my quarters and dimes, I knew Gresham's law had taken place, and they're stuffing fake silver into our currency. Same thing the Romans did. And so and then I've also started a silver mine in Argentina, and I started a gold mine in China, and the Chinese took my gold mine because I struck gold. So I have the scars to prove I'm an idiot. I know what I'm talking about. And I love silver and gold. You know, I'm always talking about it. But silver is the real asset, and it's a $200 billion industry, whereas GameStop is probably 500 million. It's not an asset, and it's being chased by amateurs, you know, Robinhood and Reddit, and they're not investors, they're gamblers. And, you know, and most of them are fairly young, and so they're going to learn the hard way, as all of us do. You know, before I was an investor, I was a gambler. I mean, I took high risk. I want to get rich quick and all this stuff, but that's what's going on. But they're chasing a fake asset called GameStop. It has no real value. When you go into the silver market, you're playing with some big hitters out there. It is an industrial metal as well as a precious metal. And so there's a lot of people like the battery makers and guys like Tesla and Toshiba and Sony, they do not want the price of silver to go up. So it is manipulated. Everything is manipulated. You know, JP Morgan just got nailed for manipulating. The big commodity banks, you know, they would keep the price low, because if the price of silver goes up, it blows guys like Sony and Apple, it blows their model out of the water, same as Tesla. So they have to keep the price of silver down. Now, does that mean they can keep it down? No, because it really is supply and demand. And today, the supply is 80% of the demand. You know, so there's 100% demand, 80% supply. And so every day, every year, the amount of silver is going down. And if you understand swaps and all that, many of the silver mining companies are in hostile territory. So silver, it's only a matter of time. So what the Reddit guys and the Robinhoods couldn't do, supply and demand will do. It's just a matter of time right now. So that's, again, silver is a $200 billion industry, and the biggest players in the world, the industrials who use silver, are in the market. They're playing in these Reddit guys and Robinhood guys, they're just young kids. Reddit and those boys, you know, they're amateurs. You're playing against Sony, Tesla, the battery guys, the medical industry. They do not want that price to go up. People don't know how much silver these companies burn a year. That's the wild card. You know, you don't know if Sony is using, you know, 100 tons a year or 20 tons a year. But as we go to the Green New Deal, which we are, the demand for silver will keep going up, but the supply keeps going down. So it's not a matter of manipulation. It's just hard supply and demand, and it's an industrial metal. So as soon as the price pulled back, I bought another. So many. I like both. I like the hard asset the best. I keep it, you know, far away from me in storage.
Right.
But I also own silver mining shares and gold mining shares.
Right. Their ideology, I guess, behind the GameStop move is, look, we've got to stick it up to the big guys, the hedge funds. They've been unfair, shall we say, in the way they've been regulating the markets, controlling the markets. Like you said, you yourself said silver is manipulated. We've got to stick it up to the manipulators, right? We've got to band together and stick it up to them. But we're not seeing that right now. Is that what needs to happen?
Yeah, I think they caught the hedge funds sound asleep. That's what happened. You know, it was like an ambush. And I think it's funny. I really think it's kind of funny The sad thing about it, as I said in another tweet, is that the people that will pay for it are the pension funds, because when they caught those, when the hedge funds were in the short squeeze, that's going to affect pensions. And as you know, pensions are our biggest threat looming on the horizon. So it's not just about silver or hedge funds, it's about the economy.
Yeah.
The reason Janet Yellen is in position of Treasury, she was a Fed official. And I think, I could be wrong, that means Yellen they're going to go direct to MMT or UBI so they can pump money straight into the consumer. See, the problem with the system today is the only people that lend money to are guys like me, guys who don't need the money. And the guys that are hurting are the guys who have bad credit and yada, 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 yada. So they want to get the money to all those guys living in shelters and tent cities and all this. And, this is the Weimar Republic all over again in Germany. They're going to open up the bylaws of the Fed and change the rules. That's what I think might happen. Now, that's good news for gold and silver. It's bad news for the economy.
Some of them made a lot of money on this. I know people personally who have benefited very much from this trade.
Well, it's no different than Bitcoin. I didn't buy Bitcoin at $1.
Yeah.
A lot of these Bitcoin billionaires, a fool and their money are one big party. And the party is just starting, David. So all the young guys who are Bitcoin gamers, really, you look at GameStop, is the perfect stock because most of the Robinhood and Reddit guys are gamers. And an old guy like me, I'm not a gamer. I barely know how to use my cell phone.
Yeah.
So these young kids are coming in and they're in hog's heaven because they've sat for years in their basements playing Atari, whatever the guys play. I don't know the game. So they're about to have, there's going to be winners and losers, unfortunately. There'll be another Bezos coming up, another Steve Jobs coming up, another Warren Buffett coming up. But most of them will get their asses handed to them. They have to. It's part of life.